The conservative appeals court judge and protege to former Justice Scalia has been confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court in a speedy Senate approval just before the U.S. presidential election. The confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett handed Donald Trump a victory and a guarantee to tilt the court to the right for years to come. It's also the first time in more than 150 years that a U.S. justice was confirmed without a single vote from the minority party, shedding light on the stark divisions that continue in Washington regarding the U.S. judiciary. So now that one of the most controversial issues prior to the election has been settled, what's next for the U.S. judiciary? Our next report finds out.
Coney Barrett, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
The duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God. The oath that I have solemnly taken tonight means at its core that I will do my job without any fear or favor, and that I will do so independently of both the political branches and of my own preferences.
Justice Barrett, as you take your oath tonight, the legacy of our ancestors falls to you. The American people put their trust in you and their faith in you as you take up the task of defending our laws, our Constitution, and this country that we all love.
Mr. President.
Minority Leader.
Today, Monday, October 26, 2020, will go down as one of the darkest days in the 231-year history of the United States Senate.
Donald Trump, Mitch McConnell, and their Republican buddies are shoving aside the wishes of the American people in order to steal the Supreme Court seat.
On this October evening, the First Lady and I welcome you to the White House to bear witness to history.
After weeks of high-voltage political theatrics, the vacant Supreme Court seat has finally been filled.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Conservative Judge Amy Coney Barrett has been confirmed to the court with 52-48 votes. Republicans have handed a major pre-election political victory to U.S. President Donald Trump. Susan Collins was the only Republican senator who stood defiant and crossed party lines to vote against the confirmation. Barrett has succeeded the late liberal judge and a feminist icon, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The first oath-taking ceremony at the White House was similar to the Rose Garden event organized last month. Guests at the Rose Garden event were seated close to each other and many of them did not wear masks. The event eventually resulted in many of Trump's close aides testing positive for COVID-19. This time, guests were spaced out and many of them were wearing masks. Barrett has taken the first of the two oaths. Chief Justice John Roberts will administer the second oath, also called the judicial oath, at a private ceremony. Barrett will then be able to participate in the court's work as an associate justice. Even before she begins her lifelong tenure at the Supreme Court, there are a number of cases that await the newly appointed judge. Republicans in North Carolina are against a 9-day extension of counting of ballots if they are received by Election Day. They want the Supreme Court to reinstate a 3-day extension. Republican Governor Phil Bryant signed a 15-day abortion ban into law in 2018. The law made no exceptions for cases of rape or incest. The law was struck down but was upheld again late last year. One of the most contentious cases is whether a New York prosecutor will get access to Trump's financial documents and tax returns from 2011 to 2019. Supreme Court judges will be hearing these cases in the first week of Barrett's appointment. With 6 conservative judges on a 9-judge bench, the Supreme Court has tilted further to the right. This ideological variation could pave the way for expansion of gun rights. It could also put the future of abortion, LGBTQ and voting rights under jeopardy. Democrats fear that Barrett could play a crucial role in striking down the Affordable Care Act. For now, Barrett's appointment comes as a major victory for conservatives in the United States. The composition of the Supreme Court has been changed for decades to come. U.S. Election Desk, WION World is One.
And this country that we all love.